What up, YouTube? It's your boy YoungBlack. I know I ain't been on in a minute. And it's a little dark in here. They gave us new lighting in my apartment, so the lighting's a little different. It's a little dark. I have to adjust it on a later video. But what's good? I'm chilling. Happy New Year's to all you guys. I ain't got to say nothing on the tube in a while, but I'm still around, still doing it. Playing games. Just been a little busy. Uh, Last year got a couple of good games and a couple good ones this year too that I never played and picked up. Uh, Peace Walker, really good. I actually have the PSP also to go with it, the collector's PSP. And then I bought another copy of the game so I could have a case because, as you guys know, if you have the Peace Walker PSP, it doesn't come with a game case. It comes with a little slidey and a UMD, which I thought was a little bit of a ripoff. Game is awesome. Probably one of the best portable games out right now. Still, even though it came out a couple months ago, still one of the best portable games out right now. Uh, yeah, it looks really good on the PSP. It's a full-blown Metal Gear game, not a rehash. It's a direct tie into the full console version of the game. It's not like a rehash with a new story. No, this ties into the main Metal Gear Solid storyline. You play as Big Boss, not Snake. Snake hasn't even been thought of yet. And what this basically is what Big Boss does after Metal Gear Solid 3. Like what path does he take? He ends up becoming a villain in the um, Metal Gear Solid series. But you know how they say about that. You start off a hero, and you're lucky enough to live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And he does actually become that later, even though he's not really a villain. Game is really good. It puts together action game type moves. Running around shooting people, doing your normal Metal Gear Solid CQC, sneaking around, and tech C4 devices, or it's real spy high tech. It's a good game. Anybody that's a fan of Metal Gear Solid, I would suggest check it out. The only complaint I do have is the controls are a little um, washed over. Like it feels like they didn't add enough into what Big Boss could do, with the environment and everything. There's a lot of stuff you can do, considering that it's a portable on it's not on a home console, so it doesn't have all that power backing behind it as a PS3 or the Xbox 360. But it still works very well, and it's good to see a Metal Gear game with full-blown story that's a tie-in, even though it's on a small handheld again. But still, it's still good to see that Hideo Kojima is still furthering the Metal Gear Solid story and giving you bits and pieces. Even if he's going back in the past to give us backstory, it's still good to have Metal Gear around because this is an awesome series and it needs to be around for a while and reissued and reissued and reissued for our kids to play as gamers. It's a good game. It's a good series. It puts a lot of emphasis on recruiting soldiers and stuff. It's like he's building an army. Big Boss is building an army. And if you anybody who's a fan of the Metal Gear series that has heard of Outer Haven, and that's basically what he's building up to. He doesn't get to that point yet. I haven't beat the game, so I think by the end he'll probably start talking Outer Haven. I don't know if he doesn't die in this one. Snake actually is the person that kills him. Solid Snake is actually the person that is hired by not hired, that is contracted by the military government as a soldier, a rogue soldier that is actually a clone, and he doesn't know it, to actually kill Big Boss in one of the later games. Uh, Another game I just got last night. Actually, it just came out last night, midnight launch. So this day after, I haven't played it yet. Came home, had too much fun with the wife, watching TV, drinking and shit. Went to sleep, right? But boom, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is out. This is brand new, less than 24 hours old. Got it last night at midnight. Haven't played it yet. I'm really excited to pop it in though. I'm gonna pop it in sometime this morning, and I'm back on the video tip. Probably get back within the day and do a review for it. Hopefully, game looks really good. They changed the animation style up, or the graphical style of the game. It's more of a 3D type of cell shading type of deal this time around. I personally preferred the way Marvel vs. Capcom 2 looked, and they could have just amplified the art a little bit instead of going in the direction of 3D CGI art type of thing. They did this all on a computer. There's no hand drawn art really within the game, and I wish they would have went more of that route. But the game's still gonna be awesome. The characters look awesome, even though they're not hand drawn characters. The characters still look awesome. They if I'm not mistaken, I was told they put a new battle system in. So all that old stuff from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 does not work in this game at all. Um, and Oh, it has add-on content, so that means that's good for this game because this game is known for having a lot of characters. So they're probably going to drop in a lot more characters. Even though I do keep hearing that they're saying the roster is locked and we're not going to get any more people after these last couple people that they announced. It's not true. There'll be more characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This game there's nothing you can really do to this game but add-on content. There's like all you can do is just add characters. What else can you do? You're gonna maybe what you can do? Give me some downloadable backgrounds to fight in, some new stages. It's not like I can go into the background and really delve into them. It's just flat on flat, just fighting. You beat me up or I beat you up. So during the fight, you're not really paying attention to the background that much. I really don't in fighting games. After a while playing it a lot, you might see me say, "Ooh, that's a pretty nice background." After playing it a lot, you start to really take into consideration everything that's went into the game, visually and mechanics wise. Yeah, they have a couple of new characters in here. They took some of the characters from the Tatsunoko game that Capcom decided to put in there, and I guess they said they worked good, so they decided to put them in this game, like Zero, Beautiful Joe. They also have Amaterasu, which is the dog from Okami, is also in here. They also decided to go with Wesker and Chris, another couple of the new characters on the Capcom side. Marvel has Thor, which is new, Deadpool, X-23, which I believe she's one of the Weapon X's, so she's like a female Wolverine, which is pretty neat to see another type of character like that in there. And there's a couple other new characters. Guy Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghouls and Goblins, or Ghosts and Goblins. I don't know. It's been a while since I played that game. Gotta excuse me. And it's early in the morning right now. I've only been up like an hour or two. But I've been trying to get this in for a while, and nobody's home, so I say, hey, let me give it a whirl now. And see, try and get back in the habit of making videos. So bear with me. It's been a while. All right. Leave some comments too, guys. I want to know what everybody else has been playing. Another game that's been out for a while, but I just started getting into it. Everybody told me to play. One of my friends, I haven't spoke to him in like 6 years. I got back in contact with him through my wife's Facebook. I don't use Facebook, but like my wife's Facebook page. And ever since I got back to him, he would not shut up about this game, Dead Space. All right, I know everybody's like, oh, I've played that 100 times. I played that. Well, I didn't have a chance to play this game. All right, so, and I recently beat it and played it through and through, and I love this game. Dead Space is one of the coolest games I've played in a long time. The atmosphere, the way they do the atmosphere in this game alone is immaculate. Every game needs to look at this game's sound design and model off of it because it has some of the best sound I've ever heard in a video game. It really plays with your emotions, the suspense, having you on the edge of the seat. It gives you that feel. It just makes you feel like what the hell's gonna happen next. You know what I mean? It really gives you that feel, and that type of suspense sells movies. So it's good to see that type of suspense in a video game because that means somebody's really thinking and going hard. This is a A1 title right here. Anybody who's never played Dead Space, which is I don't know how many people was left out there, especially since the game is in Platinum Hits, Greatest Hits mode too. It's only $20. Go pick this game up for sure if you haven't played it. This right here is a good date game. Play with a girlfriend or your wife, whoever, if she's willing to sit and endure and really, try to get into the experience with you. This is one of them games that'll do it. It'll scare the shit out of both of you guys, and it's fun to play at the same time. Good game. Same thing. I just got since I beat that, and then the same week I beat Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2 came out. So I started Dead Space 2. I haven't really I haven't beat it yet, but I'm almost done with the game. I think I'm like on chapter 3. No, chapter 11, 10 or 11 right now. I'm not sure how many chapters are in the game. but I gotta be close. 10 or 11. The first game had 12 chapters, I believe. But you can always feel that tension when you're almost done with a game. You feel things getting hectic in the game experience in the world, and your characters are going through dramatic shit. So you know it's coming to a climax. So I'm not exactly there yet. Like, there's been some climactic moments, but I'm not a bunch of them in a row where it feels like they're getting that last burn in, so that you know, oh, the game is going to be ending soon. Uh, Another good game I played that's been out for a while, that my same friend who told me about Dead Space told me to play. He's into these games that make you feel something, really. It's like they're really suspenseful games, so it's games that hit you on another level. You know what I mean? They hit you on a psychological level. You know, more of a, instead of just running in, getting what you want from a game, boom, 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 Call of Duty, shooting people up for 4 hours straight, get a couple of new weapons and I don't know, some lighter pants to make your character run a little faster. I like to play games that make you feel something, and so does my friend. So he recommended a couple of these games to me, and they've been out for a while. I just never picked them up. This one is Alan Wake. Alan Wake is really, really good. This came out around the same time as Heavy Rain. This was like Microsoft's answer to Heavy Rain, and when it came out, I didn't get a chance to play it because I was so busy being hung up on Heavy Rain that I never got a chance to buy this game. It's another cheap game. It's also 20 bucks. If you haven't played this game, it's just as good as Dead Space. Dead Space is like a sci-fi horror type theme movie. So think more like the movie Aliens, or you know, Predators, that type of suspense. Predators wasn't really all that scary to me. Aliens was a little more atmospheric. The old movies with Sigourney Weaver, you know, the dark, decrepit spaceship with the small corridors. The Aliens, the Predator movies wasn't like that. It was more like, what the hell is this crazy monster that's lurking in the woods going to do next? And a lot of the scenes are shot during the day too in Predator, so that didn't help with the horror and feeling like they were helpless type feel. This is not like that. This game is dark and really spooky, and no closed corridors, and they did a wonderful job of mixing day and light into the game. Because it's just like Heavy Rain. You spend time doing medial things, like how the character in Heavy Rain plays with his kids. You got to make him brush his teeth. Little things. It's not like the whole game is just action. You do that too. There's a scene where I believe you're driving. Scene where you're just going in a diner talking to people. It goes off of spoken experiences. It's not a game that just, we're gonna let you get in there and get what you want out of the game. This game is like a good movie, and I like to see that because that's the future of games. To see, I said that before in some of my older videos, if you guys have been watching them. Movies are such a atmospheric type of thing where you relate with these characters. Some people never forget movies for hundreds of years or 50 years, and you know what I mean. They just, certain things are just iconic, and I would love to see that in games. Something that would make a game that feels like it has the same respect in that same atmosphere as a movie. You know, that makes it iconic. And we're almost there with games like Alan Wake. We'll be seeing characters like Alan Wake, the guy, you know, they do face scans and put real people's faces on the characters now. You know, so everybody's face, like games like Onimusha, they're real people's faces. They're scan-ons of real people. So it'd be cool to see a full feature game being directed by, you know, like Steven Spielberg or James Cameron, or you know, just any of the big name directors. And then you got Brad Pitt's face scanned on the character. He's doing the voice work and the acting, and this is a whole cast of just leading actors playing out voice roles for video game characters, making full-blown movies, so that you might not go to the movies to see your next experience in the movie genre. You might go to a system. You know what I mean? Games might take the place of movies one day. I really believe that, just in the way that they're so cinematic. They feel like movies. Games have done a good job of mirroring movies, you know, and letting that translate over into, you know, gameplay, and not always just it's not always hands-on gameplay. That's what I like. They don't make it feel like you're just running around doing all the action scenes and then all the dialogue's being told to you through video. You know what I mean? You actually interact with the game's dialogue, especially in games like this and in Heavy Rain. You feel like you're a part of it. Alright guys, I'm going to make another video later today for some other stuff I've been doing through the year. Real Gamers Stand Up. Nice to start talking to you guys again later.